What's up, beauties? Welcome back to my channel. If you don't know me, my name is Tia Simone, and over on this channel right here we do makeup, beauty, makeup tutorials, lots of first impressions, and we do tea and a little bit of gossip and commentary basically. So if that sounds like something that you think you would enjoy, please make sure you subscribe. It means the absolute world to me and helps out tremendously. And for today's video, we are going to be doing a reaction video. So a reaction video is something that I've always wanted to do. I just wanted to find a specific one that kind of shouted out to me, and I feel like this particular video shouted out to me. I feel like I have a lot to say, I have a lot of input, I have a lot of commentary on this specific video because there's so many accusations, so much hypocrisy, and I feel like in this video it's a little bit more than any other video I've seen. So that's what we're going to be doing today. And for the makeup part, we have a full face of first impressions except for maybe one or two things. And I don't know if you guys know, but Target now has Makeup Revolution. So if you're not aware, or if you don't go in the makeup aisle on Target, which I don't know how anybody cannot go in the makeup aisle on Target, but if you're not aware, Target has a brand that's called Makeup Obsession that is exclusively at Target. Well, Makeup Obsession is affiliated with Makeup Revolution. So Makeup Revolution is brand new. They brought it to Target, which I think is amazing. Their products are pretty much the same price as if you were to go into Ulta. However, I was just so excited. I went a little cray-cray, but I couldn't go too cray-cray because people literally bought everything. Everything was picked over. There was hardly nothing left. But I did manage to find a couple palettes that I wanted, and a foundation, and some mascaras and stuff like that. So that's what we're going to be doing today. I hope you guys are having an amazing day so far, and let's just jump into it. The video that I'm going to be doing is Katie Joy. And I could not resist doing this video. I didn't see the whole video, so it's still going to be a reaction and definitely probably a lot of surprises for me. But I did see little clips. You probably have seen a lot of people doing a reaction video, a lot of commentary channels reacting to it because it's just crazy. It's out there. Her accusations are ridiculous, and the hypocrisy is just out of this world. And that's why I wanted to do this particular video. So we're going to prime our eyes and then we're going to jump into watching the video. So this is actually the Believe Beauty eye primer. This is only $3, and Believe Beauty is exclusively at Dollar General. They have amazing products, and I wanted to change it up a little bit today and use that. Don't mind my nails, they're ratchet. One of them ripped off half of my nails, so I had to put some peroxide on it, and just crazy. So they're looking kind of ratchet, but that's okay. We're not here for the nails, right? So I'm just going to apply this one at a time because it does dry really fast, but this is a really good primer. And then I'm just going to start off using this eyeshadow palette, and I'll probably just use a lot of these green colors right here, most of these greens. So let's get started, shall we?
Guys, how are you?
How are you?
Welcome to my channel. I hope you guys are having a good night, and I hope you guys are doing well. I have been meaning to actually get online for a while, unfortunately, but I do want to ask that, one, if you are someone who believes in God, could you please just say a prayer? There's someone out there right now who really needs it. It made me realize that I am in the situation I am in right now because of Jeffree Star, and
time out. Okay, first of all, why would you sit there and tell people to pray for a certain somebody that is going through a very difficult time, and pretty much she's saying it's a life or death situation in so many words? Why would you tell us to pray for that person when we don't know the situation? We don't know exactly what it is that we're praying for. And also, Katie is a Satanist. She pretty much hasn't came out very bluntly and said it, but it does pretty much insinuate that from her husband being signed to a record label who are known Satanists and who are also known white supremacists. So Why are you asking people to pray for you but they don't know what they're praying for? I find that odd. And also, why would you ask people to pray for a specific person when you don't even believe in God yourself? Do I believe in God? Absolutely, 100%. But she doesn't. And you're asking people to pray for you. That's actually using people to pray for another person, but we don't know what we're praying for, and you yourself don't even believe in God. So to me, I find that very, very weird. And for her to sit there and twist all of this and turn it on Jeffree Star is ridiculous. It's very convenient at this moment, and it shows what type of person Katie is. It's never her fault. If I'm a person that doesn't believe in God, I'm not going to ask people to pray to somebody that I don't believe in. I don't know if Katie has ever blatantly came out and said that she's a Satanist, but I do know that it has been insinuated that she is. It's allegedly, but she doesn't believe in God. I know that's been very, very, very straight up with her. She definitely has said that. And a lot of people get mixed up what Satanists actually are. And Satanists actually don't believe in God or the devil. They believe they are God. They believe they're the God of their own world. A lot of people get it confused. And when you hear Satanists, they think, oh my gosh, she believes in the devil, blah, blah, blah. Satanists do not believe in that. They believe in them being the God and them making things happen. And I can see Katie very much being that way. She's very blatantly said she doesn't believe in God. So why are you telling people to pray to something, to pray to God, when you don't even believe in him yourself? You know what I mean? It's just, to me, it's very condescending. You know what I mean? In my opinion.
Because it's just deplorable. Jeffree Star is loaded and he's evil. But we're going to talk about Trisha. No, I'm not.
I am very, very aware. Let me just be very blatantly clear. I am in nowhere, shape, or form any kind of a supporter of Jeffree Star. I think Jeffree Star is definitely a monster. I don't think Katie is lying about that. I can actually agree with her on that. But Jeffree Star to me has nothing to do with Katie. Okay, it's very convenient for Katie to sit there and blame everything on Jeffree Star, or at least try to. What's deplorable is that Katie is trying to use Jeffree Star as her narrative. He's rich. You know what I mean? So why isn't this happening to him? Why is this happening to me? Everything is me, 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 me. But you're always pointing fingers at everybody but yourself. And that's what bothers me about Katie so much.
It's been the worst 3 months of my life. And I am the scapegoat. Jeffree Star is the person.
No doubt. I definitely believe that this has been the worst 3 months of her life. Like, in no way, shape, or form am I going to take that away from her. When it comes to, hands down, somebody who has literally created a shit show for herself, Katie definitely takes the award for the biggest shit show ever happening with a lawsuit on YouTube. I don't doubt that these 3 months have been horrible for her, but that's not Jeffree Star's fault. Thank you. That's not Jeffree Star's fault. That is her fault. Right? Who else's fault could it possibly be but her own?
You would not be laughing if you knew what I knew and what is going on right now. None of you should be laughing about this, because what's going on is so serious. This isn't funny. It's life or death.
Now she's yelling at Trisha, Melissa, whoever the hell she's yelling at right now. Now she's yelling at her. But basically what this girl said is, so now it's Jeffree Star's fault. And that's probably what everybody is thinking that's watching this. How are you going to flip this on Jeffree Star for what you yourself, Katie, are going through? How can you flip that? So now she's going to get into her reaction on Trisha's recent video about her and Shane, and Trisha pretty much being done with Shane.
I wasn't stressed until tonight.
It's even her saying she hasn't been stressed out until this very point. This woman has been wearing her stress. It's all over her face. It's crazy. Okay, you guys, so my battery went dead. So while I was off camera waiting for my other battery to charge, I went ahead and applied some glitter and liner because I was already done with the green part. The glitter that I used, this is a beautiful palette, by the way. I recommend it. I don't remember how much it was, but I'll put it up on the screen. It is beautiful. I love this palette. Let me try not to blind you guys. But the shade that I used is this blue glitter called Rio, and it is so pretty. So that's all I did. I just put on some glitter. But first I'm going to use this Stretch It Out Ultimate Length Mascara by Makeup Revolution. I'm going to use this. And I'm just going to put on a little bit. The ultimate test is the bottom lashes, but it's not bad. I like the brush. The brush isn't bad. Katie is a very, very big fan of Trisha Paytas. I don't want to say fan. She's a very big supporter of Trisha Paytas for a lot of reasons. And I think one of the reasons is she looks up to Trisha Paytas because Trisha Paytas has used her... Trisha Paytas has definitely been purposely problematic. She does negative things because she knows that negative attention is better than no attention. She knows how to gravitate people in by doing very, very problematic things. And that is why Trisha is where she is today, because she's very problematic. Most of the things that she's done throughout her career on YouTube has been negative. She's lied about so many things. Sometimes it's hard to even believe if she's telling the truth or if she's lying, because she has literally lied about very serious issues. So to me, all Katie is doing is using Trisha's pain for clout. That's all she's doing. She's exploiting Trisha's pain, you know, doing a reaction video talking about how much she feels sorry for her, how much she empathizes with her, but ultimately she's doing this, Katie's only doing this for herself, hoping that some way or somehow she can get Trisha's attention. Katie has yesterday, or day before yesterday, she tweeted about it over and over and over again, more than likely trying to get Trisha Paytas' attention. And to be honest with you, that's cruel. That's crazy. That is horrible, to use somebody else's pain of them losing a friend, a best friend that they've had for years, exploiting that to get attention to you. And that's the only reason why I think Katie is stressing this and talking about girl power as much as she is.
I was thinking about this today because I get called out for some shit that nobody would call out men for. Because what? I'm not going to put up with the bullies on YouTube, so suddenly I'm the bad person because I'm not going to bend to their demands and do what they want and not go with their narrative and then get punished for it? No. Like, this is how toxic this environment is. It's horrible. And Jeffrey is like the ringleader of all of it.
Okay. Now I can see why people are tripping over this video. To be honest with you, when it comes to micro-influencers, and that is exactly what Katie is, you know, she's a micro-influencer, I'm a micro-influencer. Obviously, we're not as big as Jeffree Star or Tati or Shane or any of that, but what I have come to realize by the research that I've done and just by observing and watching, the common denominator of all the toxicity in, hopefully I said that right, all of the toxic behavior that is going on all stems from Katie. She is the common denominator. The only one that's toxic is Katie, because every day it's something different with her. Every day it's a different drama situation. Like it's never calm with her. There's never a day where she's not talking about somebody, where she's not throwing somebody under the bus. And I will definitely say that I have never heard her be in support of women. Was Katie in support of Tati? No. That's why she's in the lawsuit she is in now. Was she supportive of Leslie Bass? No. Was she supportive of Tina? No. Was she supportive of Sherelle's World? No. Was she supportive of, well, I don't even want to say T Detox because T Detox screwed her over, but I'll give Katie that. But is she supportive of Little Red? She's not supportive to any woman that she has ever encountered. Any woman that Katie has ever collabs with, been cool with on YouTube in general, she is now enemies with. She never ever shouts out any women, period. And I'm going to continue with the hypocrisy during the rest of this video when it specifically comes to women, because Katie has never ever ever supported any woman. I've never heard her shout any woman out. I've never heard her say anything positive about any woman before, ever. The only people she talks positive about are people that kiss her ass and that benefit her. That's who she talks positive about. But I'm talking about creators, YouTube women creators on this platform. She has done nothing but bring down in any way, shape, or form that she possibly could. That she possibly can. Because she still continues to do it. She has created a shit storm for herself, a shit show, and now she's trying to point the finger at Jeffree Star. First it was Unirock. Then it was T Detox. Then it was Tina. And Tina having a troll group, which is absolutely ridiculous. Every day it was somebody different. Then it was BX Beast Boy. Then it was Creepshow. Every week, if you pay attention to Katie, every single week, she is blaming her situation on somebody different. So now this week it's Jeffree Star. Last week it was Emily Baker. Who's she going to blame next? That's what I want to know. Who is her next victim? Because I don't see any victim here. I've seen Katie victimize people over and over and over again. And she still continues to do it every week. Just think about it. All you have to do is go back. Look at her past videos that she hasn't deleted. Because she deletes every video that she uploads. And she's not even supposed to be deleting videos. Every single person, every single time, Katie has came up with someone new that is the cause of what she's going through, which is this lawsuit.
I did not know that he's the one that reported it, but the officer that I was accused of making up is real. And it was male creators that threw me under the bus because why? Because they want to ruin my credibility. They want to stick up for Shane because Shane's their god, and they don't want me to get any clout for it. I was called out.
She is so full of shit. Okay. For those who might be new and don't know exactly what Katie is talking about in this specific moment, Katie, you are the one who chose to run with the story that Saunders Kennedy told you without doing any kind of fact checking. You literally defamed Shane Dawson, and he was being defamed enough, and said that he was being investigated by the police. You even gave people the number so people can call, and thousands of people were calling the police office and trying to get information if Shane Dawson was being investigated. And guess what? He wasn't being investigated. You literally gave people the number to this police office, and you have thousands of people calling when that interrupts them actually working on real cases. And you're saying that you had a name, but the officer that you said was involved with the case is retired. There is nobody to blame here but yourself. You got all of the drama. You created the drama. You are the one who ran with the story. Aren't you supposed to be a journalist? Well, you're supposed to check up on a story. You're supposed to check your source before you just go off and start talking about a story. But you're just so caught up in being the first one to report on a story exclusively so you can get all of the credits, so more people, more traffic can go on your channel, more subscribers, more views. You weren't thinking about nobody but yourself, and you literally defamed a person saying that they were being investigated by the police, which is a horrible thing to do. But that's not Saunders' fault. That is your fault. You did not have a story. You perpetuated a narrative and bluffed about a police office investigating Shane Dawson because you thought that people weren't really gonna call there, and they did, and proved you wrong. You should have kept your mouth shut. You should have at least checked on the story before you reported it, but you didn't care. You reported it anyway. And that is why people...
None of us, just because we respond to being targeted and harassed by these men constantly, it's not okay. Do you know that one of the reasons why I had to private my Twitter at one point was because Keemstar was on his channel, on his Twitter, degrading me, lying about me, calling me, what, I don't even know, crazy, a stalker. None of it was true. And I got so bombarded by hate. He convinced his audience that I was guilty of shit I did not do. And I have been paying the price for that, and I'm the crazy one.
I don't know that much about Keemstar, you guys, so I'm not going to talk too much about this topic, but I do know that the tweets that I've ever seen from Keemstar, it was almost as if he was trying to help her in a way. Some of the tweets I've seen from him was literally him saying, like, why do you keep doing this? What are you doing? Like, literally in shock because this woman has created such a shit show for herself. This has literally been the worst lawsuit in the history of YouTube, and it's Keemstar trying to help her, telling her, put your phone down, take a break. I have not heard him degrading her. I have not heard him say anything. Now, he may have said something that I don't know about, but as far as I'm concerned, anytime I've seen Keemstar on Twitter, it's literally saying, stop. Like, everybody keeps saying that. Everybody keeps telling Katie. Tati has said nothing ever since this lawsuit has started. Katie has been literally talking, self-incriminating herself, and it's literally insane to watch. That's why so many people are doing commentary on Katie, because even though it's crazy and it's insane, the situation that she created for herself, it's very, very interesting to literally watch a woman that doesn't take the advice from anybody and continues to self-incriminate herself and continue to dig herself deeper and deeper and deeper.
They set the example, and it trickles down. What does he benefit from as a commentator to degrade me? I'm direct competition to him, and he knows by making me look crazy, he can keep going. We shouldn't have to degrade one another to actually, do our jobs.
Let's just get this straight right here and right now. Keemstar is not a direct competitor of Katie's. Keemstar has millions of subscribers. Katie has 136K subscribers. And that's great, but Katie is a micro-influencer, and Keemstar is a very well-known million subscriber creator commentary channel. Okay? That's not her direct competitor. There's no competition between the two of them, because he blows her out of the water if she is referring to him as a direct competitor in a subscriber form. No, there is no competition. He's not a direct competitor of hers. Like, her ego is too big. She needs to come down a lot of notches with her ego, because her ego is literally what's getting her in trouble She's so arrogant and cocky, and she literally thinks that she is the biggest YouTuber on this platform, and everybody's out to get her and take her down. Keemstar is not intimidated by you, Katie. He doesn't care about your subscribers because he has way more subscribers than you. You are delusional. You're dreaming now, okay? So you can, let's just stop that right now. You always call people a direct competitor of yours, and it's always the bigger influencers, and it's just so amusing to me and a lot of other people, because he's not in competition with you. He doesn't care how many people you get on your channel. He doesn't even care. He's never even did a commentary video about Katie. I don't even think he's ever mentioned Katie on his channel. Anytime he's ever mentioned Katie was on Twitter. He's not your direct competitor, period. He's way, way, way past you. Not saying he's a better person than you, but I'm saying as a YouTuber, not even close to being a competitor of yours. It's very hard to believe anything that Trisha says, because a majority of the things that she says are for shock value, you know. So I'm not saying that she's not hurt. That is a very, very horrible situation, and it's definitely horrible the way Shane Dawson has treated her, but it doesn't surprise me. It really, really doesn't. Shane Dawson, like, he's made millions off Jeffree, so I really definitely, I don't think that Shane is the person that people think that he is. With all of the things that he's done in the past and being so problematic, and just his behavior and the way that he treated people on his channel, the way he treated children, just all of the things that he did, I just don't think that he is as nice as he portrays himself to be. And I believe that no matter who it is that he's best friends with, I really do believe that he would kick them to the curb for Jeffree, because Jeffree has made him so much money. So I do believe in that aspect. I agree with Katie. But Katie is the last person that needs to be talking about Trisha and understanding her pain, and talking about women should stick together and not bring down one another, and should uplift one another, because Katie is the complete opposite of that. Like, literally. Katie really does look up to Trisha Paytas, and I think that Katie's more calculated than we all think that she is, and a lot of the things that she does, I think, is purposely, just to keep people talking about her. There was a time when this whole lawsuit started, there was a time where Katie actually kept quiet about talking about everybody and accusing everybody of stuff. She actually kept quiet for about a good week. And then it was almost like she noticed, once she kept quiet and quit giving people content, because the more she talks, the more of a shitstorm she creates. She creates a shit show. So then people do a video about her. So people stopped when she stopped talking. There were still people that were doing videos, but it wasn't as much as if she was going on rampages and accusing everybody of why she's in the situation that she's in. And when she stopped, everybody stopped, but it was almost like she noticed in a very calculated way that people weren't talking about her. So she started talking again and started doing accusing again and bringing up all this drama. Sometimes I think that she uses this lawsuit even to her advantage in a lot of ways. And I think that she's calculated, and a lot of the things that she does are purposely to keep people talking about her, to keep people creating videos about her, because negative attention is better than no attention. And the only reason why people are talking about Katie is because of this lawsuit and what a shit storm she created. So that's why I feel like she looks up to Trisha, and definitely has taken some things that Trisha has done and utilized it to benefit Katie. You know what I mean? So I don't know why she would look up to Trisha. Trisha's the last person that I would look up to, but she does have a very successful career on YouTube. Let's be real here. And that's what Katie's doing.
And I'm just glad she's finally letting it out and cutting ties, because no one deserves to be degraded. I don't care if you don't like Trisha. What do you do when your best friend is in bed with the devil and your best friend is...
But with Katie, I don't see her standing up for women. okay? That's what pisses me off the most about this video, is Trisha is the first woman that I've ever really seen Katie stick up for. And I've only seen Katie bash and degrade women to the fullest extent. And when it comes to Trisha, the only reason why she is sticking up for Trisha is because of the number of subscribers she has behind her name. Because if Trisha Paytas only had maybe a little bit less subscribers than Katie, she wouldn't even want to be bothered with her. Katie does not look at people, especially creators, as her she doesn't look at them as her equal. She looks at them like she is above them and they are beneath her. She's always talking about smaller creators and, you know, them not having subscribers and they're only using her for clout and using her to get paid, and they should be sending her a paycheck for them using her name, blah 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 blah. I've only seen her degrade women. I've never seen her ever do something like this. And now is a very convenient time for Katie to be doing this. She's in a lawsuit. In a lot of ways, she's getting caught up in so much shit because she can't keep her damn mouth shut. This is so convenient for her. And she is exploiting this woman's pain for her own personal gain. And it's sick.
I will never apologize for what I do about fundamentalism, and I will never apologize for speaking out against this kind of behavior on YouTube, because misogyny and like sexism, it's
That's funny to me how Katie says she will never apologize for, you know, being you know, against fundamentalism, being against this, being against that. We know, Katie, you won't apologize for anything. Nothing. Because maybe if you would have taken a moment to be genuine and sincere and apologize to Tati for the horrible things that you have done to her and her husband, most importantly, because you really did her husband dirty, maybe things would be different for you right now. Maybe had you taken a different approach to all this, instead of being an arrogant bitch, sorry, but it's the truth, maybe things would have turned out differently for you. But you chose to threaten Tati after she had sent you 4 cease and desists. Not 1, not 2, not 3, 4 warnings. You chose to threaten her. You chose to antagonize her. You chose to pretty much say, you're not going to do a damn thing. You're not going to sue me, because suing me is going to make it a discovery for them, and they don't want me to get into their discovery. It would be so worse for them to sue me. But yet, here you are in a damn lawsuit, a $5 million lawsuit. Everything that you've done, you brought towards yourself. But maybe when this lawsuit started, or maybe if you would have just shut your fucking mouth after you got the 4th cease and desist, had you not been so cocky, things would have turned out differently for you. I really do believe that. But you're so cocky, you still seriously sit there and would rather pay thousands and thousands of dollars to a team to get you out of a $5 million lawsuit, when literally all you had to do, all you had to do is apologize. I'm not saying that Tati would have dropped it, but I seriously think you'd be in a better position than you are now. But you chose to continue to run your mouth, continue to be arrogant, and now you're spending thousands and thousands of dollars on attorneys. For what? Because you are arrogant and cocky. You're never going to admit that you're wrong, and you're willing to lose everything. You are literally willing to lose everything, including your channel that makes you money, simply because you are too arrogant and too stubborn to say you were wrong. That's pathetic.
And I'm on the receiving end of a lawsuit, mind you, that the person that's suing me blamed Jeffree Star and Shane Dawson for doing to her. Think about that. man right now. In June, on YouTube, she blamed them for everything, and I'm being sued. It's unconscionable.
What's unconscionable is you're being sued because you called Tati's husband a cold hard criminal because he had a drug charge when he was 17 years old. A lot of us do things when we're 17 years old, including Katie. You don't call somebody a criminal because of something they did that long ago. You basically accuse Tati's husband of being a murderer. That's a murder. A man who pulls the plug on his own mother for inheritance money is a murderer. And that's basically what you called him. As a matter of fact, I'm pretty sure verbatim you said that. Allegedly. That's why you're in a lawsuit. Shane and Jeffrey did not talk like that about Tati's husband. Shane and Jeffrey may have set Tati up. Maybe they did. But Tati is taking your ass to court for defamation of character because you literally defamed her husband in the worst way possible. By digging up his past, bringing his family into it. You even insinuated that Tati's father was in the mafia. You couldn't find any info on Tati, so you moved it along to her husband. You degraded him, you defamed him, and that is a horrible, evil, disgusting thing to do. That is why you're in a lawsuit. What you did is no comparison to what Shane and Jeffrey did. Tati's not going to take Shane and Jeffrey to court for setting her up because that's something that Tati should have paid attention to. She can't take Shane and Jeffrey to court for setting her up. That would be the hardest thing to prove. But it is very easy to prove defamation of character when you have a freaking psychopath going around making videos accusing her husband of being a murderer and a drug dealer criminal. Allegedly. That's why you are being taken to court. You are the one who's being sued because you did an evil, horrible thing by calling Tati's husband a murderer. Completely different. You can't even combine the two. You just can't. What Shane and Jeffrey did is nothing compared to what you did. And it doesn't matter that you don't have any money. You should have thought about that when you got the 4 cease and desists. When you got the first one, okay, you don't pay attention to it. You get the second one. Third time's a charm? No, she had to send you 4 to get you to shut your fucking mouth, and you still wouldn't. You threatened her and antagonized her, and what did she do? She took your ass to court. For a good reason, and I hope and pray that she wins this case. Because it's no secret that defamation of character is hard to prove. But when you have somebody like Katie who's going around running her mouth, can't shut up, it's going to be very easy to prove. Tati doesn't care that you have money. She's not doing this for the money. Tati doesn't need money. But you should have thought about how you don't have money when you got the 4 cease and desists, because you're dealing with a millionaire that has a whole bunch of money to blow. And even if the case is dismissed, she can take you to court over and over and over again. I could be wrong, but regardless, quit trying to act as though we already know you're playing the victim, but quit trying to act as though what Shane and Jeffrey did is worse than what you did, because it's not. It's not.
YouTube is an ugly place. It's ugly. People always say to me, what's it like to be canceled? I'll tell you. When you have a channel that's giving every single thing to people, people will be your best friend. Everyone wants a piece of you. When you start getting shit, everyone that knows you, they dip out. You are only worth what people can give you on this platform. And when people start realizing that they can make more money hating you than actually liking you, they start jumping on the bandwagon, no matter if it's true or not. So many people on this platform are unjustifiably degraded, demeaned. This is why I will never target Amber Lynn Reed. People have asked me for over a year to go off on her because she's shady and she's,
Okay. First of all, I just want to say that I don't think that YouTube is a horrible place. Like Katie just said, whatever it is that she just said, it's not ugly. She said YouTube is an ugly place. Actually, I disagree. YouTube is only ugly for her because of the things that she chose to do. You made choices, and now you have to lay in them. You made your bed, you got to lay in it. The things that are ugly for Katie about YouTube is because of the choices that she's made. Nobody forced her to talk and say those horrible things about Tati's husband. And she doesn't get along with any creator that she has ever encountered. And if you do your research, it's Katie. She is the common denominator. Nobody's throwing her under the bus for money. Nobody's stalking her. There are no troll groups. There may be a troll group. I don't know. But I feel like she uses that as an excuse. She uses people as her punching bags. Everything that she has done, she's brought upon herself. That's why YouTube is an ugly place for her. I have had a good experience with YouTube so far. I've met some amazing people so far. And yes, it may turn into, there may be times that I may get into it with a creator. I sure do hope not, but it's inevitable. The bigger you get, the more susceptible you are to a lot of mean people. And people who may not agree with what you say or what you do or anything. That's just inevitable. That's life. But the things that Katie has chose to do, she brought on herself. And looking at her right now, she just looks so stressed out and so tired. Like, to be honest with you, I don't understand why she won't take a break. I've never seen somebody create such a shitstorm for themselves when it didn't have to be this way. Tati has stayed silent and said nothing. Katie has literally made a fool out of herself ever since the day this case started. She has never, ever, ever had any woman's back before. It's just convenient for her right now to have Trisha's back. But trust and believe, Trisha don't want anything to do with you, Katie. She don't. Because even Trisha, with some of the crazy things that she's done, she's literally, like you stated, did a video about Tati defending Shane. And in no way was she never brought up Tati's husband. She talked about Tati. You have contradicted yourself. You have self-incriminated yourself. You have done everything to make this case horrible for you. I don't know what kind of attorney you have. Hopefully he's giving you advice to shut the fuck up, but that's the only thing that I can say at the end of this video. And to any kind of conclusion, Katie, shut the fuck up. That's all you gotta do. You may not have done it thus far, but at least do it during the rest or the duration of however long this case is gonna last, because you are the one who's making YouTube ugly for yourself. You cannot sit here and blame Jeffree Star and Shane Dawson. You looking for another lawsuit? Because Shane and Jeffree Star have nothing to do with why you are in this $5 million lawsuit. You can't blame them. There's nobody. Who else are you going to blame next? That's what I want to know. Eventually you're going to run out of people to blame. And then you just have to look in the mirror and say, this is nobody else's fault but my own. Right? I don't know, you guys. Let me know what you think down in the comments below. I hope you enjoyed this video. And the makeup look, all the makeup that I used was bomb. I love the eyeshadow palette. I love the mascara. I loved everything. This was a very different makeup look that I really, really like. very dramatic, but I'm just a dramatic type of female. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Please make sure you subscribe before you leave if you haven't already. Let me know down in the comments below what you think about this whole situation with Katie and blaming Jeffree Star, which is ridiculous. And let me know what you think of the makeup look. Let me know what makeup look or tutorial you would like to see next. And that's it. Just remember that you are beautiful. Forget the IG models. Forget all of these people who try so very, very hard to be perfect. Perfect does not exist. Okay? Your flaws are what make you beautiful. So embrace your flaws and strive to be different from everybody else. You're beautiful. Own it. Tell yourself that you're beautiful. And always take a little bit of time out of the day for yourself. Pamper yourself. Whatever it is that you need to do to make yourself even feel more beautiful than you are. I will see you guys in the next one. Okay? Love y'all. Bye.